welcome to Wedding Mayhem. Welcome back.
Stop it. I was counting, I think you got to 3 seconds.
3 seconds. I know, we're supposed to count 5 seconds and 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Yeah. Never works. How are you?
All right, you?
We've had a few weeks off, haven't we?
We have.
Did you miss me?
No. Still see you.
1 day a week.
Yeah.
1 day a week.
It's better than 2.
How's your week been?
Yeah,
What have you been doing?
I don't know.
I don't think I've even chatted to you on text.
No.
And Saturday's been crazy, so we don't get to talk on Saturdays.
No, I haven't done any. I don't think I've done anything.
It's so boring.
Yeah, no, I haven't done anything.
I haven't. I've been doing lots.
No. Have I? Oh, saw my best friend's baby yesterday.
There it is.
That's what I did, which was amazing. We've waited a long time for this
lady?
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've waited a very long time for
This
this
is the
baby,
lady.
so-
This is your friend that struggled to conceive.
Yeah. So we've got him now, and he's just the best.
It got baby boy.
Baby boy.
How big?
So 7, I think he was.
Our baby's getting bigger now.
Mine was £8. Mine come out at 8.
Oh really?
Yeah. So
Matt was a tiny 6'13".
yeah, I think the smaller they are, the harder to come out. I reckon, because I think they help you. No, I'm not going to. I think the heavier they are, there's less pushing, I suppose, because they can claw. Oh, sounds like you're giving birth to gremlins.
I'm watching your coffee go everywhere.
Yeah, tea.
Tea.
Yeah, it's not much. Yeah, and
that's
then
lovely.
we was obviously just. I have this position. I can't do it because it's gross because we're on camera. But literally put my feet up like that, and then legs up, and then I put the baby there, and then I just rock. So it's like baby's like this. So both my legs are up like that. Baby's like that. So he's just sat there, and I'm just like talking to him. And then he's called Sebastian, and then my best friend was like, "Oh my god, it's Ariel and Sebastian." I was like, shit. I was like, Halloween next year's going to be great. Borrow your child.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was so funny.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, my new little mate. But yeah.
Brilliant.
But yeah. You've been up to much, or are you just going to tell me?
I'm just going to tell you because you don't ask me. So bee season is finished, so you'll be glad to know.
Thank God, no more semen.
No.
Beeman.
No, I've cleaned the van.
It was a little bit tidier.
Yeah, that's part 1 clean.
Did you see the meme I sent you this morning?
No, I didn't. No, I'm going to say it's not good. This is not good for podcast, is it?
No, I'll read it out.
So so I've cleaned the van. Bees have been put to winter.
I think I WhatsApped it to you actually.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have a look later.
No.
What is
Me while driving. I need to clean this car out. It's so messy. Gets out of car. Car ceases to exist. Next day. Me while driving. Hiccup. I need to clean this car out. It's so messy. Gets out of car. Car ceases to exist. Repeat forever and ever.
Is that me forgetting to clean it?
When we had the bee shit. It's like, now it's you just proper blowed on my hand. And I like that. And you went, yeah, you. I was so strong. I felt like my hand went. Oh, my eyes leaking already.
God, if anybody's listening to this and not watching it, I'll be like, what the hell's going on? She blew on me.
It's so funny. Sorry, my eye is literally weeping.
So I've taken up knitting instead.
We're literally talking about your car.
Oh. ADHD.
So now I knit. Okay.
Yeah, I've taken up knitting.
What are you going to make?
Well, because it's I forgot that Dementia UK. They're doing like a Knit November. Oh, so I've taken up the challenge.
I should know that because that's...
Yeah, I think a lot of the charities will do it as well. So you knit literally for 30 days. So I haven't done any knitting since Matt was born. So we're talking about 32 years.
I've never knit.
All my stepmom and sister and all that all knit. My niece has a company that sell knitted jumpers and stuff like that. So it's in the family, but I've never done it. But pick up needles. And they're huge, so they've got little needles.
I've seen them. They're massive, aren't they?
And so just I thought, I'm just going to get in a mess of that. So I bought the biggest needles possible. I thought I'd do a chunky blanket, and I got them out. And John went, "Surely they're too big." And I went, "No, it's for chunky." He said, "They're for children." So I'm sitting there, and he doesn't like wool, so he's sitting there. He said, "Literally, the sound of that is driving me mad. So I'm sitting there trying to get off my phone.
Nice big scarf for John for Christmas.
No, because it's wool. He won't wear it. He doesn't like cotton wool.
It pisses you off. That's what he's getting. Nice big scarf.
What it's done actually is stop me going constantly on my phone. I need to be doing something always. So watching the TV and knitting actually stopped me picking up the phone. But what was really funny. I need to ring John actually because it was really funny. We were watching the new crime drama. Oh my god, what's it?
Until I Kill You.
Until I Kill You.
I watched the first episode last night.
Bloody brilliant! If you've not watched
the accent? It's so weird. That would be like you trying to do an accent. They're just probably like, sure. We'll just say you're from Australia, Canada, America, and Scotland.
Exactly.
Just roll with it.
But it's brilliant. So if you've not watched it, watch it. But when it was getting to like the really like gruesome parts where she was being, attempted to be killed, my knitting.
So I know what's happening tonight.
My knitting got faster because I was like this. It was really funny.
Oh my god.
Anyway, talk about charity. Should we introduce our guest?
Talking about charity, here's my guest. That's a bit muggy.
No,
talking about charity, here she is.
It's a good link. Welcome, Naomi.
Thank you for having me. She's like, thank you for
oh my god, what have I signed myself up? It is charity. You're from the Wedding Wishes Well Foundation.
No, you said it wrong.
I have not.
Wishing, not everyone,
wishing.
Sharon.
Yeah, everybody gets it wrong.
What did I say?
The wedding.
Wishes.
Yeah, the Wedding Wishing Well Foundation.
Yeah, you
Yes.
said Wedding Wishes Well.
Yeah, you said wishes.
Did I?
Yeah, but it's fine.
The more we say it, the more the name gets out there.
It's a bit of a tongue twister,
that's
isn't it?
So I do it on purpose, you see. So
I
we do
got
a
that.
5-minute segment of talking about the name, and then
I'm going to get a list of tongue twisters and just let you read them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
It is, isn't it?
A
Wedding
little bit.
Wishing Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
thank you.
Where you struggled.
Is that an apology?
No.
But you're also a fellow wedding boutique owner.
I am.
That's
yeah.
it. And
See,
everybody,
I didn't know this.
Did
This
you
is all
know?
new. See, this is the thing.
I just pick her up.
Sharon finds people. I get in the van.
Did you
and
say I buy people?
finds people.
Oh, find people.
And then I get in the van, and then it's just all. That's what I'd rather that than already know everything.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think actually because the questions come because we've chatted on Zoom.
Yeah.
But I've just discovered in our quick chat that we were staying at the same hotel in Harrogate.
Not when I was there.
Yes.
Oh, fucking hell. We would have had such a good time.
Yeah, well...
I fell off a table.
Same. Like,
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
we were at the same hotel.
Yeah.
Did you see us?
And she was at the front as well. We were at the front.
I think so.
Ah,
Yeah,
We were.
literally, curtains open, I can see the front door.
Yeah.
that was like me.
Thinking, I need to get in
It was
there.
like me.
But I'm hungover and I don't want to
my
move from
God.
my bed.
Where did you do the actual evening party thing? 'Cause we didn't make it.
We went to...
We went rogue. We went on the
That was
streets.
further up the hill.
Yeah, no,
we went on the street.
hit the street.
We did hit the
Well,
streets.
we
literally.
did too, to be fair. We went to, I think it was a launch of it was a launch of a new app, I think it was.
Oh, yeah, I know where you were.
A friend of mine, and
Yeah.
and they, we were invited along to that.
Yeah, there was an after party.
Was it
party.
Was
that
it wild or was it very like, here's the app?
Well, it was very civilised to start with,
Yeah.
but then
Nice.
we just kept drinking and drinking and drinking.
Yeah.
Next thing we know, we're in a club.
What club did you go
Well,
to?
I don't know. What
Was
it's
it- was it
called.
the
wasn't
one-
really a club. We
It's-
did try
it's
and
that-
go.
It was the place.
It's the place.
We
where I
went to
fell.
try and go to the club, but I think it was too busy. We couldn't get in.
It was
I don't
like
even
a
remember
weird
that bit.
bar
It's like
that had games tables and stuff upstairs. There was mesh railings.
maybe. It was just like a
Anybody
bar
that's
with
listening,
music.
go back to our Harrogate episode for the full story.
What was it called?
Something X Club.
Thing is, I
something.
couldn't even tell. I can't.
No.
tell you.
Anyway,
I couldn't tell you. I knew everyone was weird, and
Could you imagine if
That's
we'd
about it.
walked past each other?
I know. Well,
Probably.
Yeah, probably
It's-
did.
yeah,
Anyway,
fucking
less of
rolled
our
past each other.
shenanigans in Harrogate.
Yes.
Let's talk about you. So tell us about your charity.
Right. So yeah, the Wedding Mayhem
Sit
Foundation.
on my hand. Yeah.
I it just was an idea really. So in 2009, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I...
Did you already have the shop at this point?
No,
sorry.
nothing.
Okay, yeah.
Literally
What were you
nothing.
doing before?
So I was a wedding planner.
Yeah. Okay.
And actually at that point, my husband and I were running a nanny agency, but that's another life. But I've been doing weddings for quite a while at that point. I ran my own business doing it. I did a bit of stationery, and I also worked in a local castle.
And this isn't
Just Loki, sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. You're like, wedding planning, done a bit of stationery. I also worked at a local castle.
Yeah.
but this is in
And I went to school, and I was a nanny. I did all this every day. Like,
These are the foundations for what you are doing now.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So I got ill. And
that, what was it? 2009.
2009. And then my husband, who was my partner at the time, we wanted to get married. He proposed to me very early on. We wanted to get married very quickly, and obviously
because
then
you were poorly.
No, he asked me before we found out, but only like a couple of weeks, and then obviously we were hit with this news. So we just couldn't really afford to do it. You know, it was put on the back burner a little bit. And
7 years in.
Got a ring on it. Got a ring.
Yeah. I did. That's 7 years into our engagement.
That's terrible. You need to sort it out.
That's the first reaction I've had.
Terrible.
John, that's terrible. You need to sort it out.
It's not even, to be fair. We just can't.
Yeah.
Just can't do it at the minute.
Well,
It's expensive
life
to get
gets in the
married.
way.
It is expensive to get married.
And so we couldn't really afford it at the time, especially with me being ill, and my husband was looking after me and blah, blah, blah.
So your treatment was quite intense, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was horrible. It was horrible. And I was only 26.
Gosh, I still can't get my. So you spoke about this before, but I can't get my head around it.
And you were lucky to find your cancer, weren't you?
Yeah, it was just I was at his house in the bath, shower, whatever it was. I just found this tiny, tiny little pea-sized lump. I don't know why. I've always thought I was going to get breast cancer in my life. It's not in my family or anything, but
It's
I just
so
had this
strange
feeling.
that you thought that.
Yeah, but when I found it, I thought, no, this isn't the time. This.
Sorry, bless me.
But you wouldn't have found this if you hadn't had your breast reduction.
Yeah,
you had two, didn't
I'd
you?
had two,
yeah.
Because I was allergic to dissolvable stitches. We didn't know that, so they had to go back in and correct twice. But yeah, because I'd been made smaller, I was able to feel this lump. I wouldn't have felt it else. And so yeah, I've just found it in the shower, and I knew I've been brought up to know. You know, you go to the doctors for these things.
Yeah.
It didn't scare me to go to the doctors.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that I put off or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went straight to the doctors, and they referred me, and then it just was like getting on a roller coaster, and then not really ever getting off the roller coaster. And yeah, they did biopsies and stuff, and then sat me in the room and said, "You got cancer," and I was just like.
When you went to your GP, were they a bit like, sure, it's fine because you were young?
Yeah.
Were they a bit like, I'm sure it's
yeah.
just like a cyst?
Exactly.
That
They
seems
were
very young to have breast cancer.
It is, but I think it's breast cancer is like the most popular, or most common, should I say?
Highly popular
cancer in under 35s.
Wow, isn't it?
So it's not as crazy as you think it is.
Yeah.
But you know, I think the doctor's there to reassure you, really, aren't they? And actually, it could have been
calm you
nothing.
too, because you can go into right panic and
I
probably
think like the first thing I said to you, I was like, oh, have you got family history of it though?
Yeah,
Because then I feel like if someone's like, I'm one of them people that I'll like really start to over panic, and then I'm like, oh my god, so there's been
and then it
no
makes
family
sense
history,
as well.
and you was when it's like,
no, nothing in the family. So it did just come out of nowhere. Like, I was really fit. I was a runner. I've gymmed 6 days a week. I had a really healthy diet. I was a lot slimmer than I am now. Like, I was doing everything right in life to not get ill. So it sucked. It was really crap.
I don't know many unhealthy people that have had cancer, if that makes sense.
No, that's a good point.
It's always
actually,
like, oh my god, but like I had someone years ago, and she was the healthiest woman I've ever met.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how?
Yeah.
Like, it's always ones that are like I was saying to you earlier, the loveliest people, always.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
the healthiest.
Yeah.
It's just mad. And then you'll get people that, like, we'll all know one or two that's really unhealthy. They
Yeah,
don't look after themselves.
smoke
They
40
drink,
a
they
day.
smoke,
Yeah.
and you'll see them till they're 90. And you think,
That's
how?
they get cancer later on in life.
Did it
which,
feel unfair?
Or they, yeah.
Did it feel unfair? Yes, very unfair. And I think that was one of the things that I've struggled with the most. I just thought, why me?
Why me?
That's not fair. Like,
No.
I was in a good place. I just started this new relationship. I was madly in love.
How long have you been together?
So we got together at the end of the January, and I was diagnosed in the April.
Shit.
Oh my God, and you got engaged really quick then?
Yeah.
Oh, no
In
messing
the middle of
about.
that.
Oh.
So we got engaged
You just knew.
in like the March.
Wow.
And then, a couple of weeks later, I got diagnosed. We knew, yeah, 100%. And yeah, it was the best decision I ever made, because my husband is my rock, my absolute rock. But yeah, we wanted to get married, and basically a friend said, I want to help you do this. I want to help you get married, and I think we can do it for as little money as possible. So off she went to speak to all the suppliers that we mutually knew, because she was in the industry, and they all wanted to help, and I couldn't quite grasp that these people, and some of them were strangers to me, wanted to help me.
Yeah.
It really overwhelmed me.
I think we live in a society where we don't expect people to be kind.
Yeah.
I
mean, this happened probably. This happened after my treatment, so we're talking a couple of years later. But yeah, they helped me put the wedding together, and we had the most wonderful day. But then that made me think, hang on a minute, there's got to be other people out there who are in a similar situation, maybe have less time to live, have less money. Like, I can help them. I just changed my job. Like, I've now got experience of illness, so I can understand what they're going through. And I've been a wedding planner at this point for 10 years. I can do this. So me being me, I run a million miles an hour when I've got something that I'm going to do.
Same.
So within a week we had a website, and we were up and running.
Wow.
And the phone was ringing off the hook. It was crazy.
God.
And how many years ago was this?
So the charity started in 2012.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just overwhelming, and we were getting put forward for awards.
What we're going to say, because I'm going to read these out. You featured on ITV's Surprise in 2015.
What is it? Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that programme.
Selected as Woman of
With
the
Holly
Year.
Willoughby.
Yes.
Selected as Woman of the Year 2015. BEM in the Queen's 90th birthday honours.
What does BEM stand for?
British Empire Medal.
Love that. Just low key.
Not bring it with you.
Empire.
Do you know what I shouldn't I?
I got my medal too. Got a medal on the sofa.
I feel a bit blushy now when you're reading these out.
I'm not finished yet. Pride of Britain regional winner 2016.
Did you get to go to the show? No way.
Pride of Devon's Special Recognition Award winner 2017. Venus Business Mum of the Year 2018.
That one means the most to me.
Oh.
And top 100 West Woman of the Year 2019.
Are you sure it's not Best Woman of the Year?
Well, she's written West. Is it
Dunno.
Best? Must be Best Woman.
I don't know.
She's either the top
Typo.
100 West Women or top 100 Best Women.
I don't know what that one was.
That's a few awards.
There's a few.
Oh my God.
I'm so proud of the mum one.
Yeah. Why?
Because I was told that I wouldn't have children, and
I think anything with mum always just kills you for a
he
whole
was-
new level.
He came out of nowhere, really.
She's your
and
miracle baby.
He is my miracle,
Yeah.
and he's my rock. He's my everything.
This
He's
was
my
in the middle
reason.
of treatment and you were told
Yeah.
no.
So I was told that my cancer had been treated. I'd get the all clear in 5 years if everything went to plan, but that we couldn't have children because I'd had chemo. They put my ovaries to sleep in a drug trial. They hadn't trialled it in my age range at that point, so they said, we don't know really what we're
You're
doing.
young.
Yeah.
And you were saying to me earlier when you got diagnosed, and they wanted to get you straight into treatment, so there was no time to do any
No.
egg freezing or
No.
anything. Is that something the NHS just do now? Do you know that? Or
I don't know.
Yeah, because I wondered if it was something they're like, oh, you can do this, but you have to sort that yourself, or I just wondered because when you said there's no time to freeze,
I think if anything, like it's probably got worse. Like there's probably just
money.
Just exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm very grateful to the NHS because my chemo was like £1,000 each time. Like let alone all the drugs that I take every day. Like I still take 30 tablets a day. Without it, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. I wouldn't be able to move. But it does have its downfalls for sure, the NHS, and I've been in some really sticky situations with them when they don't believe you, or
because we talked about this before. So you were pregnant and you had backache, and nobody
excruciating.
Yeah, nobody believed you.
Nobody believed that there was just something different going on. But it turned out that. It turned out, I didn't mention this bit to you, but my back was actually broken in 3 places.
No.
Yeah.
Because you were in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. So it was broken in 3 places. And
how was that in labour, by the way?
Well, I had a C-section.
I was going to say,
but
bloody hell,
they only did that because he was breech. I was begging, take him out. From like 35 weeks, I was like, please, just I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to die. I got to that point. I was done. I was completely done. I had cocodamol, and I was popping these pills.
Were you still in treatment as well?
No, not at that point.
Okay.
So your back being broke, was that because they were so fragile anyways?
Yeah.
And then it would have taken the slightest thing, like.
So when your cancer goes into your bones,
which it had done,
we found out
spoiler
later.
alert.
It had gone into my bones. It doesn't. It's not like a growth on your bone. It eats through. So I had a hole. I have a hole even now, like this, in my pelvis. So all my bones were shot to pieces. I've got to be so careful with anything I do, like any bump. And
you're not getting in the car with me, by the way.
Well, I did crash my car the other day.
Did you?
It was just
All you've got to do
it
is
was a
hit a
little
bump
one, but
with
it did a lot of
her
damage. I was only going about 20.
God.
So my back was broken in 3 places.
Oh my god.
And nobody would listen to me at all. They just kept saying, this is what happens in pregnancy.
It's first baby as well, aren't they? So
so you feel like you can't
But they couldn't
argue
really have done anything anyway. I mean, they couldn't scam me because I was pregnant and it wouldn't have been a good thing to do for the baby. But I just felt...
you can't do anything.
No, exactly.
Pregnant.
I just felt not believed. And the way they were patronising me, like, oh, it's pregnancy, dear. It's like... But because... I always say to my son, you saved my life because in some ways, if he hadn't have been breech, I wouldn't have ended up having a cesarean.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have ended up with MRSA from my cesarean. I then wouldn't have ended up in hospital really, really sick. I mean, the fire brigade had to come and get me out of my house.
No way.
I couldn't move.
Because you couldn't move. Oh, God.
Was there hunky men?
I wasn't paying lots of
attention. I was going to say, I mean, realistically...
Yeah. They probably
in agony,
were.
but I'm just trying to lighten it because I feel like I'm going to cry.
They just come from a road traffic accident. And I was worried about the carpets because they come in with their boots. And but they carried me like this out of the house.
Yeah, that's what actually they did with John
upstairs.
when he had his accident. Yeah. The ambulance people literally, we were all
on like a board thing.
No,
you didn't have a board.
I couldn't go on a board because every time they put me on the board and then like went to tilt, it was like this. And I know I'll never ever feel pain like it again. It shocked, like an electric shock up my leg. And it was like someone was going through the nerves with a chainsaw.
Oh, Jesus.
It really was that painful. I'm screaming the place down. My husband's crying his eyes out.
Pregnant?
No, I had the baby.
Oh, you had the baby,
now.
sorry.
And the baby's crying and he's holding him in his arms and we're all waiting for the doctor to come. The doctor says, I'll be with you at some point. Then we ring him back because he's still not there hours later. I'm propped up at the side of the bed on crutches. Can't move. Every time I move, I get this electric shock up my leg. And next thing, the ambulance decide they're going to come out. They didn't have to come out because it was classed as bad back. So they didn't have to even come. but I couldn't move. It was like my brain couldn't tell my legs what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just stood there, hours and hours later. They came, gave me as much morphine as they could. They said, you should be on the floor now. But I still was in agony. And then, they said, we're going to get the fire brigade. They, again, don't have to come if they don't want to. And they're at a road traffic accident at the moment. Or we get the air ambulance, we'll take your window out and we'll winch you out the window.
Oh my God.
We hadn't lived in this house very long. I just had a baby who was 6 days old.
I'm just thinking that
my neighbours. What are they going to
I'm also thinking, I know you'll go through this, but your husband.
I know.
You know, I mean, husbands say that they feel a bit, you know, out of sorts when their wives are going through pregnancy because they're not part of it. I understand. But we're talking pregnancy, we're talking cancer, and now we're talking about winching you out the
out the window.
Out the window. And he's thinking, how much is that going to cost me? Yeah. Superman.
Can you imagine you say, what were the neighbours think you coming out? Hello, Joe.
It's a boy.
Holding the baby.
This evening. I'm okay. I think it's worse for the person looking in.
Yes.
You know, the person, he's a fixer and he couldn't fix it. And I feel, even now, you know, I don't know how he deals with it because I am very, it's not a laughing matter, but I'm flippant about it. It is an inconvenience in my life, and
humour helps a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And we do have that humour at home, but it must be really tough for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't talk about it a lot. He's not got friends that maybe he confides in much.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows what I'm going through because, you know, as I said to you before, the cancer's not gone.
No.
It's now in my lungs as well. My bones break for a pastime. Like, I have had 3 or 4 metatarsal breaks in my foot from just walking, you know.
But what did they say to you with like life expectancy and where you're at now, which I think
so they gave me 5 years to live in about 2010.
And we're now in 2024, nearly 2025.
Yeah.
You're an incredible woman.
I don't feel it at all. I mean, it's like when you read out all those awards, it's nice sometimes to hear that back because you do forget. And you think, God, when you read it out like that, it's like, I've achieved a lot in that time and I am proud of it. And do you know what? It isn't just me. I couldn't do any of this without a supportive husband who, you know, when I'm in bed, because I sleep a lot, I really have to sleep a lot. You know, he is keeping the house running, always picks our son up from school. He's brilliant with all that sort of stuff. Looks after me when I'm really bad, you know. He's incredible. And then on top of that, we've got a small team at the charity who are our extended family. They truly are a family. You know, I spoke to one of the girls yesterday who was a previous bride of ours, and we were chatting about a ball that's coming up that she's running, and you know, the last thing I said was, I love you. And she said, I love you. And, you know...
Important, those last words.
Oh, my God. She's just somebody I met through helping her and her husband who's sadly passed.
So can we talk about actually what you are doing? Because I think what you're doing is
and like how you got the boutique, like...
because you have a wedding dress boutique.
Yeah.
And this is how you raise funds to make these weddings happen.
So our main aim is to organise and fund weddings for people who have a terminal or life-limiting illness, and that can be somebody from anywhere in the country.
Right.
You know, all over Great Britain.
Yeah. So it's UK.
Yeah, you know, our first wedding was in Scotland.
Oh, wow.
It was a bit of a shock to the system.
You came up with this brilliant idea and you're like, for God's sake.
You're like, shit, not that far.
That's far. I've never been before at that point.
So would you have to get on the phone to the venues? And
yeah. So we've been building a database for a long time. So we've got people all over the country that we just give them a call and say, like, it's your turn. Like, can you help us?
Yeah, step up.
And you know, we appreciate that every single business is at a different point in their journey. And at that point, it may just not be the right time for them.
Yeah.
Maybe they're struggling financially. Maybe they're just too busy. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay to say to us, I'm really sorry, we can't do it this time.
Yeah.
Absolutely no problem. But they'll always say, you know, make sure you come back to us next time.
Do these venues they have their peak days for weddings? Do these weddings normally happen sort of in their quieter days, maybe? Or?
Yeah, so we try.
So they're doing it for free, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the venue will.
Yeah.
Obviously, food and drink is a consumable item that costs a lot.
It costs a lot
when
of
it
money.
comes to a wedding. That's where we fundraise.
I was going to say this is where you need the money.
Yeah, we need the money. But yeah, if it's like a photographer, generally they'll give their time for free.
Yeah.
So that's great, and we do try and give people some petrol money, and when they come and they're there on the day, we make sure we feed them. I want them to get out of it as much as they can, because I do appreciate their help more than anything, because without them we have no charity. We can't help anybody if there's no suppliers. So we really do look after them, and we send them our logo so they can put that on their website. We would send them a testimonial. We always send a thank you. And
do you think it's really important for these suppliers to take a step out of their normal life to do a bit of charity, to be a bit more humble, because we're fast paced, aren't we?
Yeah.
So suddenly take stuff out and go, do you know what, this is actually what it's about?
Yeah.
It's not about the price tag, it's not about the best wedding and the best that. It's, people are getting married because they love each other and they want to be together, and when you have that ticking clock, it's more important.
Yeah. I think, especially if they've not been in or around illness, it's easy to just think, oh, it happens to other people.
Yeah.
But actually it's not. It's happening right under their noses. And also I want to protect the suppliers. So I know that there are people who want help, and we get a lot of bridesmaids who go, oh, I'll organise it for you, for the poorly person, and that's wonderful. That really is lovely. But they may have never done this before. They're not a professional.
Yeah.
And as much as it's lovely, they are going to get in a sticky situation, really. It's not an easy thing to, produce a wedding for nothing. But they'll go to the suppliers and ask. And I always say to our suppliers, if you do get approached, come to us, tell us about this couple.
Yeah.
Because we do check who these people are.
I was going to say, how, because we live in this world, don't we?
Within a few weeks of starting the charity, there was a big story in the newspaper where a lady had shaved all her hair off and had told all her family she was dying. And she got this wedding and all this money, and, and I just thought, oh, great. That's our sort of business model gone down the pan. It's not going to work.
It's tainted.
But we want to protect the suppliers.
Yeah.
So we make sure that we do the work and protect them.
Yeah.
So
I won't ask you what the screening process is, because it's a bit sensitive, I suppose.
Well,
but
yes and no. I mean, they've got to be on a benefit of some sort.
Yeah.
So they need to be on a reduced wage in their home.
Yeah.
And that can be in lots of forms, but they need to be reduced. And then we ask them, we've just actually changed our process. We've just had a new beautiful website built. And so they tell us who their doctor is. They let the doctor know that we're going to be in contact. And we do get in contact with their doctor. And it's not just to double check who they are, it's to find out how much time they've got.
We had this.
Will the doctor speak to you though?
Permission.
Of their...
The permission.
Because they've given the permission.
So she absolutely threw me under the bars, because I've had it, and we've discussed it in the Halloween thing.
What are you going to do now?
You're worrying me.
Where we've had people ring up and say, their partners died and stuff like that, and they haven't. So and so we have to have the proof, and it is sensitive, and it's and
it makes you feel uncomfortable. Whereas
really uncomfortable,
if you knew about the charity, you would just think, well, hang on a minute, I know someone that can potentially help you. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, we can't take everybody.
No.
We turn down 70% because we don't have enough money.
Yeah, which is why we've got you here. Yeah. Because, we want your money.
I want.
Yeah, exactly. We want you to donate. They can, and that's important, isn't it? So
it is so important, because my dream would be for everybody on our social media platforms, and this is a dream because it just never will happen, but every single person that follows us to give one...
How many people follow you?
23,000.
Okay.
Same.
Something like that. Over a couple of platforms. So if everybody donated £1 a month,
yeah,
we would never have to, at the rate we're going anyway, we would never have to turn down another couple, because we've got the capability to do it. We just haven't got the money.
Listen, people have got pounds down their sofa.
Exactly.
You know, go down the back of your sofa.
You know, and we're not. There are a lot of charities out there, some big charities out there who, you know, they've got a CEO at the top who's taken a massive wage. I do not get paid for this. I do not take a wage. My husband works with it as well. He does not take a wage. We currently have nobody taking a wage. So when you give that £1, it goes where it's meant to go.
Okay, it's really important.
So
you can't buy anything for £1 these days.
Well, no, you really can't.
So you? To give £1 to charities.
Yeah, and we do this like a £1 challenge. We quite often do it around Valentine's Day and try and get people to donate. And it's beautiful because people always donate more than the £1. But actually, all we want is that £1. But we want them, when they go on the website, to press the button that says monthly.
Yeah, okay. And that's all set up already.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas they'll donate £1 or £10.
They won't miss it.
One off. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's funny because a lot of people do forget it's coming out.
Yeah. I know times are tough.
We do get people cancelling their direct debit as well. And it's like,
it's £1.
Just for £1, yeah. That's...
So you are turning down weddings because you can't do them because of funding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's
a lot of weddings.
How does that feel?
Horrible. Absolutely.
Because you're having to pick the most deserving, I suppose.
Yeah. And it's very difficult, especially when children are involved. That really pulls for me. And even like last week, we had a lady who I think she was trying to arrange it for her friend, and we just didn't get there quick enough, and she passed.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
We had we did have one many years ago now.
Sharon, don't cry because
I'm not looking at you. Nobody look at anybody.
We had one a couple of years ago, and I had an inkling that maybe we might not get there. So we did the legal part, got them married, and then set a date for what their friends thought was the wedding, and we were gonna, you know, it was going to go ahead like a normal wedding. And as she was getting ready in the morning, dress on, ready to go, she gets the phone call. He's taken a turn. He's gone in the hospital.
What? He's in the hospital or he's gone?
No, he'd gone to the hospital.
Oh, right, okay.
She dashed there in her dress. By the time she got there, because he hadn't obviously seen a dress. By the time she got there, she said he wasn't really with it, so she's not sure whether he took in what he was seeing, you know. And I think he passed away the next day. So she said, I want the wedding to still go ahead. They had 2 or 3 boys, I think. And she said, I want them to go and party with their family for it to be normal and remember our wedding. I may not be there because she never came back to the wedding, but it's a party, it's a celebration. And that's what they did. And thank God we got them married. So they were legally married.
It's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
When you get sick, it's like this overwhelming feeling that you just need to, especially when kids are involved.
Tie up ends.
Yeah, I guess in some ways.
Yeah.
I guess it's like making sure you've got a will. And I was very practical at that time.
Yeah.
You know, I sorted my will. You know, I talked to people about what I wanted. I looked up Dignitas. I wanted to be prepared.
Yeah.
And one of those things was I want my son to know that mummy and daddy loved each other so much that they wanted to be married.
It's the ultimate commitment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think we had this in COVID. Suddenly, people that had been together, you know, years and years and years, like no intentions of going.
Not saying any names.
But people that have been together years and years, like 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years, some of them, you know, no intention of getting married. It's a piece of paper. It don't matter. Suddenly wanted to get married because they stared death in the face, either themselves or
they saw it.
You know, they were a hand touch away.
Like that,
you know,
we all felt like that through COVID.
Yeah,
and again, you know, COVID for a charity is not a good place to
No.
go. we're so...
Trust me, I was running up a motorway for children with cancer, doing a virtual marathon, not knowing where I was. It was just horrific. Things we did to get that money.
Run up a motorway?
Because we were doing we did the virtual marathon because we couldn't hold it, obviously in London.
Lost.
Yeah.
So like, regardless whether it's virtual, no one runs up a fucking motorway.
It was pouring with rain.
It's probably not very busy.
It was busy. It was pouring with rain, and I had COVID. I was really, really poorly, and so I wasn't really that fit to really even do it. And I just went out for a run because psychologically, if I gave myself up, I'm like, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Getting out that front door was really hard, particularly when a lorry went past me and splashed me. I was drenched. It was front door or run, and I went no lorry. And I literally just ran, just went out and ran, and then I checked my miles. I think, right, actually, I'm this 4 miles from home, and I took a wrong turn and I ended up on the dual carriageway, and it was actually neighbours that went up, came back, and pulled in and went. You just literally need to, because I thought I had 4 miles. You need to run to that lamppost and you're done, And I was like burst into tears. There's a video of it on my Facebook, I think, and I literally got there and just hugged the thing. But yeah, I disorientated. But so many people did exactly the same thing. Yeah. So the things we do for charity,
and people do a lot. And some of these big charities, they have your monthly donation, and then they ring up and say, "Oh, but if you just gave a little bit more, we could do this." I'm not into that at all. If you're donating me £1 a month, I am happy. Yeah. I'm not going to call you up and say I need more. Yeah. It's disgusting. Yeah. Really. And these are big charities that I am supporters of.
Yeah. I had one that hounded me at my front door, and it was like, I don't like what so bad.
It's not good.
There was no escape.
So you're raising money raising money via your boutique. So you are a wedding boutique.
Yeah.
Selling wedding dresses like us.
Yeah.
And that's how you raise your funds?
Yeah, so...
How did that come about?
Oh, it was mad. So I felt very much like we needed a selection of dresses. I didn't want to have like 2 dresses and then say to a bride, because obviously, if they've not got very long to live, I can't necessarily get them a dress from, especially with the way, you order them in and all that sort of stuff. And so I thought, right, well, we'll have a selection. I don't want to just go, we've got this one, it roughly will fit you, that's the one you got to wear. I want them to be in their dream dress. Yeah. That means a lot to me. Just because you're poorly doesn't mean you get a second-hand wedding. No. It should be the absolute what you would have had if you were like well and could
we said this in COVID, even last-minute weddings, we're like, have the dress that you would have had. Yeah. Regardless.
Definitely.
Regardless of where it is or whatever.
So we started to ask people, to donate them. And they started coming quick, and then there were some that were coming through, and they were in a bit of a state. Yeah, they've worn them, they've been through the mud. You know what it's like.
What, actual people that have already got married?
Right? Yeah. So I contacted Johnson's Dry Cleaners, and said, could you maybe clean like a couple of these a month? And they were like, I think we could probably do better than that. And this was probably my first experience of working with a big corporate company. Yeah. And they said, we want to come down and see you. And I was like, okay. So these big bosses came.
Because you're making this up as you go along as well. So it must have been a bit,
It was amazing. Yeah. I just thought, how is this? And it's very early on at this point, really. And they came down to meet me, and we got on fabulously. And they said, we want to do a wedding dress amnesty where anybody in the UK can go to any branch of Johnson's and donate their dress. And I was like, wow, this is something. I was on Sky News talking about it. Is
this still a thing that they can do?
We don't work with them anymore.
Oh, right.
So we
used to get so many calls going, do you buy wedding dresses?
Yeah, sure.
We're like, no.
This is the problem. We ended up with a lot of dresses that... Well, we ended up with about 800 dresses. Yeah,
I remember you telling me.
A lot of dresses.
Yeah.
And, a lot of them weren't in great condition. Yeah. We're all guilty of it, getting our crap and taking it to the charity.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. That's the problem, isn't it?
Rips, and you think, actually, we can't even fix that one. And then you're like, well, what do we do with it? And so we have ended up having to keep these dresses, because I can't throw these dresses away.
Well, there's somebody's memory
There's
as well.
beautiful dress.
Yeah.
Like, and actually, some of the dresses, even if they are a bit dated, someone one day may come in and want that dress. Anyway, it started to sort of get out of control, and it was sort of said that if you donate your dress, we may end up selling them and making money that way, because actually it's almost better for us to sell it. It does more for the charity than giving the dress. Like, I can get most bridal boutiques now to donate a dress.
I was going to say, can brides still donate their dresses to you?
So brides still can donate their dresses, but we are much pickier now.
A bit of quality control.
So what do you need? So for our brides listening that have just got married, you know, have a dress up in their loft that's really good nick.
Yeah.
What should they be doing?
So we've got on our new website there is a page that says about donating your dress. You fill out the form that's on there, and it does ask quite a lot of detail about, you know, who the designer is and things like that, because it helps us to decide.
Well, the reason why it helps, and people don't understand this, because we get phone calls going, can you take this dress? And it's not a brand that we know, or it's a brand that literally is not going anymore. And I think, you know, having that brand that is well known helps you sell the dress.
Definitely. I mean, we've had Vera Wang's in, you know.
Oh, lovely.
Alexander McQueen suits, like, beautiful, you know. So they fill out that form, and then it goes off to one of our volunteers, who is the shop manager, and she and my husband, because he generally runs the shop. That's his
I
job.
love boys in bridal.
Oh, do you know what? He is so amazing.
It's such a
There's not one
woman-orientated
thing
shop.
he doesn't know
Does he
about
love it?
a dress. Well, I remember asking him, I said, this is getting out of control now. I can't do this charity on my own. And you should come and work with me. And he was like, what do I know about wedding dresses? I said, don't think about it as a wedding dress. It's business.
What was he doing before?
So he's worked with cars. So he sells and trades cars. So he's motor trade background. And
I love that.
It is unbelievable.
We'll go into a garage and be a grease monkey, and they don't pristine, you know, dresses.
It's crazy. He has turned the boutique into this incredible functioning shop that isn't a charity shop.
No. And I think that's important, isn't it? Because you want people to have the experience.
I mean, only probably 5% of our dresses now are ones that are donated, and we don't really distinguish between them. Like, we can tell people, like, you know, if they ask,
people can be a bit funny with pre-worn dresses for weddings.
I thought they would
be
more bothered about it, but actually, I found that people aren't so bothered.
Do you think it's because it's the charity?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I know when I started, I was asked to sell dresses on behalf of, and it was quite good for me because I only started with 20 dresses, so it was quite good for me to get a bit of stock so it didn't look so empty.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. People rather buy, a second sample than somebody else's wedding dress that had history. It was bizarre having the two mix.
I can understand it.
But I think all in one is a bit different.
Yeah. Some people just really get it. And they may not even know what we are when they come to the shop. They may have just seen it somewhere or heard about it, and they come, and then we tell them, well, actually, the profit from the sale of this dress is going to go to this charity that we also run. And they actually do get quite overwhelmed by
special.
it.
It's more special.
It's beautiful.
We've done it when we've had dresses donated by our designers from my running charity. Yeah. And, you know, when we tell the girls, they're like, oh my God, thank you. You know, I'll remember that forever. Yeah. You know, they're doing
so we're open to anybody. Like, it doesn't have to be someone who's poorly, but the poorly people can come in and pick whatever they want. And walk out.
Because the money that you're raising by selling these dresses are going to arranging these weddings for.
Yeah, so it pays for the food and drink and that sort of stuff. The things that we can't not pay for. You know, we can't have a wedding without food and drink. Yeah. And we can't expect a caterer to give that. Yeah. It's a lot.
Especially in this day and age.
They give us great deals. Yeah. And actually, I probably wouldn't work with them unless they do give me a good deal, because if they don't get it, it won't have the same feel. Yeah. Everyone's got to be on board and get it, and not be doing it for their own self-gratification. Yeah. And there is a lot of that self-gratification. You know, we send a thank you card to every single person who donates a dress. Always. Wow. Now, occasionally they go missing in the post. It's going to happen. And we get quite a bit of abuse from those donators, like, you didn't even say thank you. And it's like, it got lost. Like, we appreciate every single donation. But actually people, when they give it, they get such
they want the kudos, don't they?
They do. And there is nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Do it for the right reasons,
but,
though.
you know, these are the big charities. There are pots of money out there that big charities can sort of tap into. So like the National Lottery is one of them. And we actually were approached by the National Lottery, and they said, like, we would love to give you some money because we think what you do is great, blah, blah. And we said, well, okay, we're happy to have a chat about it, but I think you'll find that you can't. And they were like, I'm sure we can. And because we are so unique in what we do, we do not fit the categories to qualify.
No way.
So it will be like health, children, elderly, addictions, all these different things. We do not fit in those brackets.
Do you fit under health?
No.
Oh my God.
We're too unusual.
Right, so this is why this is important.
So we have never had a penny from any pot of money. So some of these big breast cancer
if the
charities,
National Lottery are watching this,
they should be ashamed of themselves.
you should be ashamed of yourself and give us some money. We've got a little game to play. Would you like to play our little game?
Yeah.
And then we're going to do some questions from the public.
Oh, God.
You have a bridal boutique, so that's in Somerset.
It's in Exeter.
It's in Exeter, sorry.
Yeah, I live in Somerset, and it's
Oh, here it is.
Oh, I love this so much.
Give it a
God.
spin and we'll ask you a question. So people can come to the boutique.
Oh, I hope it doesn't land on some of those.
Me too. They can come to the boutique and try. And can they buy online with you?
No, we don't do online.
So they need to come to you.
Yeah, but we are very...
Exeter's lovely. Go to Exeter.
Yes, it is beautiful. But we are so adamant that everybody should have that experience.
Yeah.
You know, there are some bigger chains out there who, you know, you go and try on your dress and there's 6 other people getting changed as well. We have one-to-one.
I'll do this.
Sorry. It's one-to-one.
Yeah.
Because you deserve that time. You deserve that experience. Come and bring your friends. Have a party. Yeah. Have some nibbles and, you know, whatever. It's lovely.
Oh, you're brave having nibbles. We don't have them.
Yeah, no, we do.
Talk about nibbles.
Snacks.
Could we just say you brought us this because actually today is our year anniversary of filming and they're fantastic. They're too good to be eaten.
Is it a year anniversary? I thought it was just 50-something episodes, you said.
Well, whatever.
Anyway, spin the wheel.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, it's really gentle.
I don't want it to fall over.
Gossip!
Oh, God.
Gossip in the industry.
Oh, gossip in the industry. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh.
You don't need to name names.
I don't know what.
Or any like crazy story you've had, like a bit of a scandal when you're like, oh, juicy.
Have you had somebody that you found out afterwards weren't ill?
No. Oh, well, we've had people that have maybe applied and then when they realise that
they've got to go through the qualifications.
They soon vanish. No, there's no one getting through this.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to let that happen.
Yeah.
I'm protecting those suppliers and those suppliers where somebody just comes out of the woodwork and asks like you, they haven't got necessarily the capabilities or to get that information. So I want them to recommend us and then we can go through the process, and that's why we need the money, because I don't want to then them send someone to me and then me say we can't do it unfortunately because we haven't got the money this time. So gossip. Well, I haven't got any gossip in the industry. Because actually I love my fellow wedding suppliers and I couldn't do this without them, and I think that as much as there's can be animosity between different people who are in the same bit of the industry, I think there's enough room for everybody.
Always.
And there are people who are not, there is one person who's not keen on us, and that's okay.
Yeah, we talked about this on our Zoom because I obviously approached you and didn't realise that we're in the same bridal group.
Yeah, my husband is one of the moderators.
And people don't realise, I think brides and grooms, don't realise that, as an industry, and I'm not sure whether it happens in other sections, but in bridal, we are all really close.
Yeah. That's it. If you get a bride come in and you've got that dress that they love, but it's not in their size and you need it, you call up another shop and say,
or you're on chat. Is anybody in Exeter?
Or I send you a bride. Yeah. We have got this someone in the industry that doesn't like us, and
how can you not like?
I apologise for that. We haven't done anything wrong as far as I know, but the place is big enough for us, and we want to be able to recommend these people, and. We don't talk bad about these people, but I just wish that the kindness came back, because kindness goes such a long way.
Huge.
And when we're doing what we do, we do see a lot, and you see some people, not through us, but getting married, and they're arguing over the colour of the napkins or how they're going to be folded, and then I'm dealing with people that. They don't give a damn about.
They'll be dead tomorrow.
Exactly. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
The wedding's coming, the funeral is coming soon after.
Yeah. You have no guarantee of tomorrow.
No, nobody does.
So threatening over,
Well, no, I just think that there is enough space for everybody,
100%.
and that's good. But gossip-wise, I have met a lot of celebrities.
Go on.
A lot of celebrities.
Get me coffee.
So as you read out those awards. I've been lucky, extremely lucky. Without having cancer, I would never have had the life I've had. I've been to Buckingham Palace twice. I've been to Downing Street twice. I've been able to take my son to Downing Street when he was a little boy.
Very low key.
Beautiful. I met the Prime Minister's wife at the time, Samantha Cameron, Bruce Forsyth.
Oh my God, Bruce.
Amazing memories, Pride of Britain, I went to that. The whole room.
Did you meet Ant and Dec?
No. Actually, it's one, I've not ever met them. But this room, it's the Grosvenor in London, and it's what a beautiful ballroom. I've been there many times before. I did something for another charity, a modelling people with breast cancer modelled for this show. And it holds 1,000 people, this ballroom, and it is stunning. And for Pride of Britain, there is one table full of the people who were the finalists, and the rest of the room is completely full with celebrities.
Yeah. And
they put you next to the stairs, which is where the celebrities have to come down, and they come and they make a fuss of you, which is lovely, because they know why they're there, and it's big night in London, Pride of Britain, massive.
But all the celebrities always say on their posts,
they do.
There's no other night like it.
Oh, it's very emotional.
Yeah.
And actually, the guy that won,
I can't watch it.
No.
I think it might. It should ground you, shouldn't it?
Well, it should.
I think especially with celebrities, that it's a bit fake, isn't it? And then suddenly to see these real people going through real stuff.
But unfortunately, there are celebrities that do think they're the
go on then.
The all in all. There's been a couple I've been really disappointed in, and there's been some that I've been pleasantly surprised by. But probably my most disappointing one was Anton de Beck.
Really?
No.
Really?
I know someone that met him quite recently and was like, oh.
Very rude.
Really?
No.
Dismissive.
Yeah.
I could see him dismissive.
Very much so. I was at a Daily Mail Inspirational Woman of the Year.
That's not on my list.
Is it not?
No.
Oh. I went to that, and there's again one table full of finalists, and everything that they're there for is heartbreaking. There was a lady there whose son had been punched on a night out because he intervened in a fight, I think it was, and they had video footage of this, and I thought she was going to win. Video footage of one punch, down on the floor, dead.
That's the thing. I've always said it.
That's it. Tomorrow's never guaranteed.
And it broke me, that did. It was really upsetting. And I thought, when you've got footage like that, you're a winner, 100%. But I won. And when they read my name out, it was like the whole world stopped spinning. and I was like very like felt really internal, like everyone, it was all quiet. It wasn't. Everyone was on their feet clapping, and I just was gobsmacked. It was a beautiful moment. I'll never forget these moments. And I got up on stage, and Sean
Welby,
she's Williams, she's presenter. She was beautiful, and that was when Bruce Forsyth was on the stage as well. And I was also taken up by I'm never gonna remember his name. He used to be on the news basically. God, that's gonna be.
It'll come to you in a minute.
Yeah, and he was so lovely, and Christopher Biggins was there. I'm in real Z-listers to be fair. But again, like, you know, the news presenter, he took me back to my seat. He wanted to meet my husband. You know, Anton de Beck did not even come over to the table, whereas everybody else made the, you know.
Fuss.
And then we're dancing on the dance floor, celebrating with everybody at the end of the night, and all of a sudden there's this like hustle and bustle, and the newspapers come out, and they're giving out these newspapers, the Daily Mail on the dance floor, and I am smack bang on the front page.
Wow.
With Samantha Cameron.
Oh my God.
It was the weirdest.
Surreal.
Weirdest moment.
Oh,
it was amazing.
We do questions from the public. So before we go, let's do a couple of questions. Just no idea what's in there.
I'm so glad that
it did land on.
Well, I would have really struggled with the music one because...
No, you wouldn't have struggled. I would have struggled because I have to hum it.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's right. Well, okay. And was the first kiss.
Oh, what was your first kiss?
No, I'm not going down that road.
Right, pick one of these.
My husband would kill me if I start talking about this.
Maybe we need to have... It's Graham, isn't it?
Yeah.
Graham, come on.
He would...
Right, you want one?
Yeah.
I have no idea what these are. These are DM'd into us, they're emailed, and we get people in the boutique, obviously, will write them out as well. Go on, you go first.
Do not upstage the bride. My bridesmaids were in charge of getting their hair and makeup done on the day. On reflection, I should have been more specific on what I wanted.
Oh, God.
My matron of honour, who was dating my brother, turned up with the same hairstyle as me and makeup. She knew what I was having as she was at my trials. My mum asked her to take it down and she refused. We're not friends anymore.
Oh.
So she had the same hairstyle as the bride?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Do not upstage the bride. Yeah. Do not upstage the bride.
Right. Love the show, helping me plan my big day. I saw this on a site, thought it would be good to read out. Love, Gemma. I once worked in a bakery and we had this bride freak out that her cake wasn't right and proceeded to smash it to bits with her fist. She smashed
Bridezilla!
She smashed the wrong cake. Like, what the fuck? This must be American. Anyways, the cops allowed her to wash her hands before placing her in handcuffs. I felt bad for the future husband and the couple that ordered said cake. People are cray-cray.
That's another cake. I mean, weddings do send people to
I'd punch a cake with my fist.
Yeah.
I bet it'd be quite fulfilling.
Yeah.
We still do get bridezillas because you've got to bear in mind it could be the man.
Do people forget that you're a charity in the boutique?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But it could be the man or the woman, or we do same sex, obviously. But so say it's the man that's the poorly one. The bride can still be a bridezilla because she's thinking,
I want you can still be a prick.
Yeah,
but it's also, I think, when it's not necessary. We say this all the time. It's not the dress. It's everything that's going on, and the bride takes it out on the dress.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you get a lot of people who feel like we're getting. I don't know whether you're finding this in your shop, but we're getting a lot of people who can't seem to settle on a dress at the moment. It's almost like there is too much choice.
Yeah.
Because there's all this social media, Instagram, Pinterest, all those things where you could just flick all day long. They will come and buy a dress, then they want to change it, or they've bought a dress.
Well, we exchange our dresses.
We do exactly the same. Because again, I want that bride to walk out with what they want, not...
They don't necessarily do it. They come in, put their original dress on and go, oh, I love it.
Yeah. And that's generally what you get. But we have found recently that they seem to be indecisive. And they may only have a few weeks till they get married.
I know.
Luckily,
And every bride thinks they're the
off
most
peg is thing.
indecisive person. They're like, sorry, I find it really hard to make decisions.
The girls
Yeah,
that
everyone
have
says
12,
that.
18 months to plan are the most organised.
Yeah, that's so true.
They're fine. They're not reading so much into it. But the girls that are doing 9 months and under that want to order a new dress, you know,
That have to. Are the
you know,
ones that are like, oh,
they're panicking.
no
you
time.
know.
But I guess for us, like the optimum time that we could pick a couple to help would probably be like 9 months. Like they've got more than 9 months to live, which is good for us because we can really go to town on their wedding and give them everything. But we obviously do get people who have 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's mad.
And that's a different situation. Like we don't need the food and the drink because they're in a bed in a hospice and whatever.
We have done a wedding
we make
at
it
a hospice.
happen.
Jess actually went to go and fit
So-
the dress on our
Yeah,
French dress.
which
you know.
again you've got to do because by then, you know, quite often they are very sick, very slim.
We have gone way over our time.
Oh, I wanted to have another go.
Go
I
on,
thought it was
go
going
on.
to be a question.
I'm going to let you have another go. Good old route
I
round.
don't want to-
And then we're going to finish off with all your contacts of what we can do for you to help you.
Oh no, I picked you out.
Oh.
Whoops. Oh, I'm not answering that.
Put it back in.
Well, they're pointless. How did you find yourself in this profession? Well, we've been there, done that. And who was your biggest bridezilla? Me.
Have another one.
At least they've I think they have the question ones, the ones on the cards.
Anything. We have no idea what's
Should
on them.
brides tell bridesmaids what earrings, shoes, nails, etc. to wear? R-H-I?
Yeah.
Re.
I did.
Sort of, because you kind of don't want people in all different shoes. You might have someone that wears big chunky boots.
Yeah.
I think everybody should be in a dress that they feel comfortable in. So if you are a bigger girl and then you're putting them in the same outfit as what you've got your size 6 friend in.
Yeah, no, I always
We
not
always
good.
say with bridesmaids, you know, bring your less confident bridesmaid in first on her own, do an appointment with her.
Yeah, that's
and
a
then
good
and
idea.
then once you've then filtered down a few of the dresses that you know that she's comfortable, then bring the other bridesmaids back and go, these are the
Just have them
selection.
in different styles but same colour.
And that's where we found the multi-ways were always fantastic because they came in like the sizing back when it was done by Two Birds. They were a size A and a B and they sort of did lower sizes and bigger sizes.
Yeah.
And quite often we're trying to plan something for somebody who's miles away and we don't necessarily see the
But you can tailor it on the day. They're quite good for quick.
So we can say,
Yeah.
pick these the colours you want. We know they'll fit on the day.
Yeah.
It's all good. But I think that but some people go way too far. I've seen it where they've kicked off because they've told them they've got to lose weight.
We had this, and it's sort of connected with you a little bit. But the bride was fantastic. She had such a huge sense of humour, and she ordered all the bridesmaids' dresses a size down, and told them, "You're going down one size." Her sister continued to lose weight. She was the only one that lost weight. Everybody else was putting on. Her sister continued to lose weight.
I would just to prove a point. I'd be like, fuck you.
Even after the wedding, and to the point where she got too skinny, they found out that she had cancer.
Oh God!
And but if it wasn't for her sister like making a big thing of it, they probably wouldn't have noticed as quickly as they did, and probably saved her life. And thankfully she did become better, and we did her wedding the following year. But it was just
you know they say you've got to go and have your hair done like coloured, or if you've got coloured hair you can't have it. I think that's bang out of order. If they are your friends and they're friends enough. To be
they're bridesmaids for a reason.
Your wedding party.
They're not for aesthetics.
Then you love them for what they are.
Someone could say to me, have brown hair.
Yeah.
You clash.
Would you?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think I'm clashing with my sister-in-law's that I'm a bridesmaid for next year, but we'll make it work.
I'm very lucky. I've got the most amazing friends in the world.
We do need to wrap up. So how can we help you? How everybody listening, how can they help you?
£1.
The pound is definitely so. Suppliers can get in touch, and we add them to our database. Again, we are working on it.
And this is all over the country, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
anywhere.
if you're a supplier out there and you can give up some free time, get in contact with
them. And
Naomi.
it may be that we don't contact them for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, we may never contact them because we might have 30 photographers in their area or whatever. But you know.
But when you need somebody, everybody's either away or not. So you have to,
And we try not to do weddings through the summer. Obviously, the people still are applying, but like you said earlier, do we do days. Them? Yeah. And I don't want to go to a venue and say, well, we want a Saturday, because I don't want to take away what they could be getting a paying customer. So generally we will say we only want midweek, then that's fine. So they can come on board. We're actually working on a page at the moment where they will have their own, like, it's going to be a directory, and so
effectively they're advertising on there, so that's going to be a revenue.
So I think we charge like £10 for them to be on there a year. And it's great, it's really good. So they can do that.
Donate money.
Cash. Obviously, suppliers can do that.
We want cash from everybody.
It's cash. It really is cash. Like, members of the public can organise an event. Start small, because I think a lot of people get very carried away.
Do some cakes. Take them into work.
I've got a friend. Sell
them for £1.
A friend through the charity, and she works in the police force, and they do a bake-off each year where they all bring food in, and they've cooked, and there's a winner.
So offices can do this, companies can do that,
fantastic
can't they?
Idea. Mufti days, you know, cake sales, jumble sales, anything, you know. Kids sponsored silence.
Run down the motorway.
A run. I mean, the runs are great, because we can get
like a lamppost at the
end.
You know,
I'll do something for you.
Thank you.
I will do something for you.
And then we hold events ourselves.
Okay.
There's a ball coming up in March, so everyone's welcome if they would like to come down.
Where is the ball?
It's near Exeter. Yeah, you're more than welcome.
When in March? Have you got a date?
First, I think it is first.
Oh, George's birthday, isn't it? Yeah, my birthday's March as well. Let's go to a ball.
And it's Bridgerton themed.
Oh, yay!
We always have a big theme, and we do it properly, because we want people, the next time we hold an event, each time, that they see it's us and go, we went to one of theirs before and it was amazing. We have to get tickets for that, because it will be amazing again. Because if you put something on and it's just like every other ball,
it's not special enough.
And being in the industry, you do get invited to a lot of these things, award ceremonies, etc. And it does get tiresome,
monotonous,
you know. So it is different. Members of the public can do all that. The £1 monthly
is really important.
Obviously,
don't cancel your direct debit.
You can obviously put more in. But it's just that button of the monthly. That's where I want to get.
We're gonna do that.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna as a company we'll do that.
You know, if they want to donate their dress, then you just get in contact. It may be a no.
Pictures,
but you know, it's worth. Yeah, they upload a photo. It's worth asking. And then if that is sold, all our dresses are pretty much under £1,000. So think of what your dress is gonna
pass it on.
£1,000 if we sell it for that. I mean, think what you can do for a wedding with that. They're really making a difference. And without all these people, we just simply couldn't do it.
So we're going to say goodbye to that camera. I'm going to get it right today.
What do we do, guys?
Hi. So everything that Naomi has said, anything you can do to help this charity, because you never know when you're in the same position yourself.
Is that camera moving, or am I tripping out?
The camera is moving.
Like, am I hungry?
That's pretty clever.
It's really, I looked at it and I'm like...
so thank you everybody for listening. Please keep subscribing. It really helps us help charities like you, all our suppliers in the industry. That little like is really, really important. And obviously come and follow us, and we'll see you all next week. Bye. You can wave to the camera.